Thank you. First of all, I should thank the management of Matoshree, Vimalabhai, Deshmukh, Mahavidyalaya and Shivaji Society for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to speak on ideation in research. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. So let us start with the basic idea. The moment I chose this topic, I came with an idea of presenting this without a PPT. So suppose what happens when we don't use PPT and what happens when we use PPT. If we compare these two, and depending on the audience, suppose if we are teaching students or if you are teaching faculty members or the researcher, what happens if we observe the differences, that becomes a research paper. That is how an idea is connected to research. So that is how we build small ideas into research papers. But a single idea, a small idea cannot directly become a research paper. It needs an extensive work. That is our literature review. We should justify that this study is needed, why this study is required, and how we are going to do. All those things are dealt in research methodology, right? So we have to start with an idea of your own and then just see what is there in the research arena and whether it is already done. Already this idea might have come to so many people much earlier when the IT industry would have started. That time only people would have done already a research on all these things, right? So then I should slightly modify my idea according to the present need. This is one type of ideation for research. The other part is problem solving. The ideas come for solving the problems. There can be n number of ideas to solve a particular problem. So ultimately our research should solve the current problems, right, of the society or the industry or the academia or whatever fields you take. So our basic research should solve ideally a problem. So how to identify a problem? Again, for that, we need ideas. So every step of research methodology should come from your mind, your ideas. But unfortunately, I have seen so many researchers coming to their guides and saying, please tell me a research topic. I want to do research. Or please tell me a topic for a research paper. Ideally, how these topics emerge, that is my area today. I want to discuss on that. So basically research is very simple if you have observation qualities. Please observe what is happening in and around. Please observe everything very critically and you will find n number of research topics on day-to-day basis. Right. So even if you see, there are interactive videos nowadays. If someone is speaking for 5 minutes, they will cross check whether people are understanding or not. So that is how that also can be taken as a research topic, right? We will be studying if I apply an interactive video, how the effectiveness is. So every small observation, suppose if people are so tense to write examinations and people are so tense to conduct a blood test, that is also a test, this is also a test, and all the tests are for our well-being, right? So that is how I have written a blog connecting these two aspects which are related to tests. So tests are for our best. Test is for our best. That is how I have correlated. But that idea cannot become a research paper. So I have chosen it for a blog. So suppose, so I'm just trying to make you clear that ideas are of different levels. A small idea can become a blog. Another level of idea can become a YouTube video, or another level may go for a conference paper. The next level idea may go for a journal publication, right? So how to decide on these? That is the issue. Suppose I have one more small idea, which I normally use to demonstrate people about ideas. So let us see bird's eye view. Bird's eye view. It is normally we hear in management and leadership qualities. So we should have bird's eye view, that is eagle's view. Then we will have a holistic understanding. Holistic view, eagle's view, bird's eye view, all these are one and the same. That is top management's perspective. That is what normally we teach in management. So bird's eye view. I have connected that to Arjuna's story. Arjun was aiming at the bird eye, right? We normally teach that for concentration, right? That bird's eye is pinpointed concentration is required. Just like Arjuna, he was looking at the bird's eye only. Remaining people were viewing all the trees, forest, and some people have looked at bird. So we all know about that story. So there the bird's eye is about concentration. Here the bird's eye is having the overall perspective. So I have connected these two concepts and came with a comparison, saying that our mind should be like a lens of a camera, which can be zoomed to see a particular thing and can be unzoomed to see the overall perspective. So if we zoom it, then we can pinpointedly identify something and we can do research on that. If we unzoom it, we will be seeing the overall perspective. So that is how I have clubbed these two aspects. But this idea, where I will use, that is my point. I cannot use in the research paper. I can use it in the demonstration. So for explaining people and combining two concepts together, I have come out with a new idea and I have added something else to it. So that is how we should make our ideas into creativity and innovation. Idea is the first step, and what else we can do with that I have explained here. And we will go back to the Arjuna story again. So we normally teach people to concentrate. Like Arjuna, see the bird's eye. I have added one more thing to that story again. If something comes from behind and eats him, just like tiger, lion may come from behind and eat him. So he is already concentrating on the bird's eye. He is not looking in and around. So we should have a pinpointed view as well as the overall perspective. So both zooming and unzooming should be there with us. We should always concentrate on something and we should know everything about that. So that is why we normally say we should every researcher should have the knowledge of something about everything and everything about something. So we should know something about everything, that is overall perspective, holistic view, and everything about something. That is what is research is all about. So overall perspective, what is happening, or what is there in the literature review, that also we should understand, and we will narrow it down to our research topic and then zoom it. So the zooming and unzooming part is to be mastered by every researcher. So again, I have connected that story to research now. So this is another addition to the basic idea. So that is how we will be transforming our ideas and slightly expanding its scope. We will be stretching the scope of a small idea. So these small ideas will come from the observation. Nobody has taught me this, right? So I have just observed and connected different dots. So the God has left different dots around us. We are just here to create, to connect these dots to create something, right? So that is how you should understand research, especially in social science research. This helps a lot. This is the first basic fundamental to come out with new ideas in research. Many people start with literature review and then they will land up somewhere else. But what I feel is we should have a small little idea which is taken from the day-to-day life and then go back to literature review, expand the knowledge about that, and then narrow it down to a particular research problem and then do the research. That is how we can connect our ideas with research. Then it becomes a real kind of research and you will be feeling very happy, very proud, very satisfied while doing the research. That is the motivation factor. Otherwise, doing literature review for so many hours, so many years doesn't fetch you a lot because already it is there existing, right? What addition you are making to the existing research, that is actually considered as research, right? So most of the times in many Viva OCs, people ask, what is your contribution? Even in research papers also, the reviewers ask, what is your contribution to the existing knowledge or existing research or existing discipline or existing world? Are you contributing something to solve a real world problem, or are you contributing any new concept to the research or to your discipline? That is very important. That comes from new ideas only, not from literature review, not from entire research methodology. So we should have that golden idea with us and then proceed with all the remaining research methodology steps. Unfortunately, most of the people concentrate on the research methodology and the analysis part, data collection part. All those things are secondary. First of all, what is your contribution to the existing field of research, existing knowledge? That is the most important question which we should always question before doing any research or before selecting any topic for a research paper or for PhD or anything. So PhD topic should always be with so many variables and some complex connectivity should be there between the among these variables. But for a research paper per se, we can have 2-3 variables connected together logically. So I'll give you one more example. I'm basically an electrical engineer. So, and after that, I did my psychology also, and stress management is my favorite area of research. So what I did was, there is a electromagnetic induction principle of a transformer in electrical technology. So what I found was there is exactly a similar concept in stress also. So most of the times we use this term also, stress is induced. I have induced stress to you, somebody, right? So that is how stress is induced. So that induction, I have compared with our electrical induction principle of the transformer. So primary coil, secondary coil, and magnetic field is induced in the secondary coil. Without having a physical connection, we'll be inducing stress also to people. So I'll be inducing some stress to you, you will be inducing some stress to other people. That is how stress waves are induced into other people. So that is how I have made an analogy, and then I did the research also, and then presented a paper in a conference. That was my first conference paper. So you just understand a simple idea, and I have clubbed these two concepts, and then I have developed the remaining literature review and justified it, why it is required, and how to reduce the stress at the end. That is how I have proceeded, right? So and further in the remaining research papers, I have refined the process of research further. But the basic ideas, every time I come with a new idea and then I decide how to fit into the research format, and then whether it is suitable to the real world problem or not, whether it is solving any real world problem or not, and what is my contribution. These two aspects are very, very important. Then you will automatically gain confidence in doing wonderful research. That is the part one. Now, you have already understood the different levels of ideas, how to generate an idea and how to extend it to the research. Now we will see what are the different levels of ideas. A small idea which can be suitable to just saying, just sharing with your friend or colleagues. Another level of idea which can be used in your demonstration in your class, or to make other people understand this concept. The third level is blogging or sharing in social media, etc. Fourth is YouTube channel, like that. Like that, you should enhance your level of ideas. So you try to understand that there are different levels of ideas. Which idea should go where? That mapping also you should do. Suppose there is a wonderful idea which can be used as a research paper idea. Unfortunately, you have used it in some YouTube platform or in a blog. Then ultimately you cannot use it somewhere else, because self plagiarization is self citation also we should not do. We cannot reuse it. We cannot use it several times again and again by giving self citations also. So the idea published is gone forever. Again you have to come out with a new idea for another research paper or anything. So on day-to-day basis, you have to generate so many ideas. That is very important, right? So suppose after reading 10-20 literature, articles or thesis, you are getting an idea in the normal style of research. Then just imagine producing 20 ideas in your hand. You should have read hundreds of research papers, right? And your UGC or your NAC or whatever, all colleges are forcing you to produce research papers on day-to-day basis, a large number of research papers. How will you do that? So that's why the technique is to observe the surroundings and get the ideas first and then proceed. That gives you motivation to go ahead with n number of topics at a single point of time. So you can deal with 2-3 research papers at a stretch. You can start expanding these 5 ideas into 5 research papers. Suppose if you picked 5 topics, then you can easily proceed step by step. So that gives you motivation, and you should always segment these ideas basically. That is just like our market segmentation in management. So that is top high capacity people or low capacity people, purchase capacity, and middle level customers. That is how we normally differentiate in market segmentation in management. Here also we should have a clear distinction between what is my golden idea, what is a normal idea, and what are the middle level ideas. So I have 5 ideas, means one is at the top. Let us say I should protect that idea, and remaining 3 are at the middle and one is at the bottom. So bottom level idea, I can do experiment with any research article or any research publication. Okay, but I cannot spare my golden idea for a conference paper, let us say. How to decide which idea should go where? That is very important. Most of the researchers I have seen, they don't understand. Simply they start writing and they submit papers and fall prey to some fake journals also. Identifying a journal is our responsibility. So identifying a right journal for your right article, mapping these two is very, very crucial. Please try to understand that your knowledge should not go into drain, right? So we should protect that. For that, you need to identify a good journal for your good idea, and middle level journal for your middle level idea. That is how we should map. How to identify good journals? What are journal metrics? That is again another topic. In that we have impact factor, citation index, scope of the journal, and you have to see 2-3 articles, just see the standard of the articles, then assess whether that journal is genuine or not. Identifying the journal for your topic is also very important, and identifying the genuine journal and right journal. Your topic should come in the scope of the journal, then only they publish. Otherwise, after waiting for 1 month or 1.5 months, the editor says it is not in our scope of the journal, so we are rejecting it. That is called desk rejection. So unnecessarily, why to wait? We should see the scope of the journal. That again is research. Identifying the journal for your idea, or journal also asks some certain ideas, certain topics, themes. Can you write to that theme? That is another one. Getting the paper ready on your own thought, matching with the journal scope is one part. Second thing is, they call for papers, right? Giving certain topics. Can you write on that particular topic? That is part 2. So both things we should manage to get our papers published, right? So which type of method you are following and how you are searching the journals, that is another important thing. Normally, segmentation we should do. That is, what is my top idea and what are the journals in which this can be published, right? So that is how we will be selecting the journal and ideas also simultaneously. Suppose I have a national conference, I will come with a normal basic idea and present there. Okay, of course, the research part, obviously we have to follow all the research methodology issues, all those things. But the parameters or the variables which I choose, and the connectivity, the reliability, relatability to the existing problem, existing world, all such things should be simple. The moment if I go for a wonderful topic in a normal national conference, I have lost a chance of presenting this wonderful topic in an international conference or for an international publication, right? So that's why I should again come with a new idea. Ideas might not come instantaneously. We should have a stock of ideas. Always, whenever you are getting an idea, please write down and try to rank it. Just like you give 5-star ratings to your own ideas, right? That's a wonderful idea, right? So you give 3-star, 5-star, like that. Then 5-star rated thing should go to the 5-star journal, not to a normal journal or not to a normal conference. That is what I am talking about. It is as simple as this. Let us take the movies example. Suppose the director has 4 golden ideas with him. the best idea should go with a superstar, the best star in the industry. Then it becomes a super hit. Suppose if I introduce a new hero and I use the wonderful story with him, then the budget may be low and the reach may be low. Finally, the movie may not be a hit. Understood? So similarly, we can apply the same concept here in our research also, because it is also a creative field. That is also a creative field. Ultimately, what I am saying is how to sell our ideas. So we should understand the market. So different consumers are there, just like our journal and webinars, seminars, conferences, n number of things are there where you can throw your ideas into the world. So, but proper matching should be there. That's what I want to say. How to know which is more important in the case of journals or publications or presenting papers in conferences? There are UGC published API scores. API scores. Okay, please go through them. In that, you will understand what is the value of publishing a book chapter. Publishing a book has highest marks compared to publishing a book chapter, and publishing a book chapter has lower marks compared to publishing a research article in a conference publication. Right, conference proceedings, and it has less marks compared to publishing in a national journal. This has less marks compared to publishing in an international journal. So highest marks kiska hai? Publishing a book on your own, total book. Book and book chapter are different again. Book chapter carries some marks, means you can understand the weightage of research by just observing these scores. Okay. Unfortunately, suppose if I want to become a professor, then I need this much score. How to get? People are in that race only. But you try to understand the philosophy behind that. How to identify right ideas to be presented at right place. That is giving an indication. I'm not connected to academia, but I have read that API scores, and I have understood while doing my PhD itself. I have understood how to segmentize my ideas and how to map to different areas, and where I can experiment. I have done research in other different areas also. Why? Because interdisciplinarity gives rise to innovation. That again is one research topic that I have already taken and selected for publication, etc. Right. So interdisciplinarity drives innovation. That is a well-known fact. Okay, I have proved that also. So we should always talk to different area people. You don't go for functional ego. Again, this term also I have coined in my research, functional ego. The moment I feel that I am an electrical engineer, there comes an ego. While talking to the mechanical engineer or non-technical people, how my style changes. Okay, so that is another psychological factor called functional ego. So that also is prevalent in academia also. The students also observe that and they carry that to the industry. That again is one more part of my research, right? So all these are just from the observation and from the experience, and everybody feels that, but it is not there in the research. Nobody has carried out on these factors the research. That is the issue. That is why we should identify the day-to-day problems and try to solve it, connecting it to the research, and then you will understand the extent of research, and then you can expand the scope of your thought process. So we have already understood how the journal metrics are important while selecting the journals. That also is used for selecting the journals and segmentation. Again, API scores will give you certain reference for selecting different or making different strategies for presenting ideas, right? So that is journal metrics and how blogging will help you. Suppose I cannot write a research paper because it is very difficult to write or very difficult to do the literature review and all, but I have certain ideas. Oh, so whether I can extend it to the research paper or not, we have to see. Suppose if you don't want to extend it, please share in the blog or YouTube or whatever. Then at least you will come out with new ideas on day-to-day basis. That is idea generation, right? So how ideas are generated? Most of the times people think how to generate new ideas on day-to-day basis. So we have to practice generating new ideas. It can be a very small idea, very silly idea, no problem. You try to share with people and then come out with new ideas. That is how you have to train your mind to come out with new ideas on day-to-day basis. You just think that you are an idea generator. Okay. So try to generate ideas on regular basis. Then it becomes a habit for you. Once you do it for 21 times, it becomes a habit, right? So idea generation should become a habit for you. Then you are becoming a creator.
हाथ से धो दो सबसे, ब्रश मत घिसना। और वो किचन के कपड़ों को लास्ट में डाल देना स्विमिंग मशीन में। वही पानी निकाल के धोना पड़ेगा।
हाँ जी। So that is how we can come out with new ideas on day-to-day basis and try to expand our scope of thoughts. So every thought can be linked to an idea and then idea can be expanded to different levels. So this is very important. You should try to write at least 300 words, 500 words on a particular topic. Then you will be sharing your new idea. That is point number one. Second thing is it gives you a practice of writing. At least you cannot write 3,000 words at a stretch, then at least you write 300 words, which becomes a blog, right? So some ideas will go in blogs or something like that. Then remaining, we can keep it for research papers. In research papers, again, you have conferences, conference papers, and then publications. In that also national level journals and international journals. In that also again paid journals are there and free journals are there. Unfortunately, most of the people think publication means it's paid only. It is so unfortunate that people are still thinking that publication means paid. No, it is not so. Knowledge is free. Ideally, they should pay you, right? Because you are selling your idea. So they should pay you. But they are not paying. They normally, all the reputed international journals, they normally take your idea, take your research paper, and then publish them. And we have the access fee. So for downloading your article, they have to pay $75. That is how they sell your ideas. Okay, they are selling. That's why they are not taking money from you. They are taking from the readers. Actually, there are different types of journals. Normally, suppose I am handling a journal, let us say. Either I have to take money from the writer or from the reader. Okay, so you are a writer. Which journal you will see? You have to select a journal where they are taking from the readers, not from the writers. Understood? So most of the reputed journals, they won't take a single penny from you. They publish it free of cost. Okay. Unfortunately, all the paid journals are they are taking money from you and they are making it free for the readers. Okay, understood. So the content, if the content is quality of the content is very high, then it can be sold. Then only I will take free of cost and sell it to other people. Otherwise, you have to pay. The writer has to pay. So ultimately, you try to understand. Suppose if you are publishing in the paid journal means what? Our research is substandard one. We don't have confidence in our research, saying that we are paying money because nobody else will buy it. That is what it means actually. Publishing in a paid journal means that. Understood? So we have to ideally search for a free journal in which we are publishing it free of cost and people are paying money to read our articles. So that should be the case ideally, and we should strive for that. For that, we need to have high standard ideas. So keep certain ideas. The number one idea should be reserved for such journals, free publication journals. And there are open source journals, means open source means it is freely available for everybody. Everybody can read. Okay. In that case also you need to pay, because how the journal management will work? They need money either from the writer or from the reader. Suppose if it is open source, means it is free of cost available for all the readers, then ultimately they have to take money from the writer. Understood? So even very big, very highly reputed journals, they have open source means, again, there might be a payment option, right? So every paid journal need not be a false or substandard journal or a fake journal. Okay, there might be very highly reputed journals which may be paid also, because they are offering it open source there for the readers. So try to understand that and choose a journal very consciously, and don't fall prey for fake journals. So that is another important. Otherwise, your golden idea will go in vain, and ultimately you have paid also, and it has become a fake journal. Already UGC has identified earlier, there were around 3,000 fake journals in their own list. Now they have modified the list and came with the UGC care list, right? Scopus database is also there. Again, Scopus, they also give accreditation or recognition for journals every year. Last year, the journal might be in the Scopus listed journal, but this year they have removed that. That also we should cross check before. But these people will be advertising that it is a Scopus journal only. We have to actually go to the Scopus database and check whether the journal is still listed when you are publishing it or not. That is what we should understand. Otherwise, the journal has been removed from the Scopus database by the time you have published. But you are thinking that I have done a Scopus publication. Understood? So everything is dynamic. We should also be dynamic, otherwise we will become diabetic. So we have to think out of box. Most of the times people say think out of box. How to do that? When we are in the functional silos, which are like boxes. Suppose I am an electrical engineer, I am a mathematics professor, I am an English professor. So all these are boxes. Okay. So we all are living in our own boxes and we don't want to come out. So, and people say, think out of box, think out of box. Even if you are in the box and thinking out of box, you cannot think. Okay. You cannot think like that. That's why I normally say we should jump out of box. I'm basically an electrical engineer. I have done several things, and I have diversified myself. Okay, and I'm ready to collaborate with any electrical or electronics or even English or any political science or any area of research, right? So, because I have already told you, that will be a wonderful idea to have collaborative research with the different interdisciplinary aspects. So, the interdisciplinary research has to be enhanced. That comes when we leave our own functional ego. I am an electrical professor. Why should I talk to a mechanical professor? Or I am English teacher. Why should I talk to a Hindi teacher? Hindi is superior or inferior. All these things are in our mind only. It is our perception towards other people. So we should respect each and every department in our college or in our university or whatever, and we should always respect them as they are. So that is how diversity should be, right? India is a diverse country, and we know well about unity in diversity, and that's why it's a creative country, right? So we should maintain that. We should respect the differences. We should accept them and understand and collaborate with them, right? So that is how cooperation and coordination, cooperation and
Yes.
communication should take place among the departments. Then we can come out with an interdisciplinary concepts, and we can do the problems solved. Yes, I think I have to complete because
Yes, sir.
I'm indicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'll just wrap up by saying that please leave our disciplinary ego. Functional ego is a term from industry. You can correlate with that. The disciplinary ego, please come out of that. Please jump out of box and talk to other departments to come out with wonderful ideas for research. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance, inspiring all of us. It was really wonderful session. Then now the topic is open for discussion. Participant have any queries, then ask or put it in chat box.
Okay, thank you. Till now, just we'll wait for chat box and to save the time, and this time and management is very important. And after my that means recital address, you can have this very informally. We'll go through the sharing and exchanging the idea. Today, Subbarao sir just remember the APJ Abdul Kalam's line. He said that dream, 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 and dream turns into thoughts, and thoughts results into action. I think your wonderful speech, you just open up such type of window over here. Again, I remember one of the great philosophers, that R.W. Emerson. He says that noble mind always discuss or think about the ideas. Common mind people always discuss about the events or whatever happen around them, and the average mind always discuss about the people. I don't know which category, that this is the way they try to differentiate about the generating the ideas in different way. And it's really it's fact that idea is not anybody's monopoly. Any great person, any person can think of any idea. And you talked about the ideation in the research. In that you covered so many things. That means the ideation is the process where you generate the idea and solutions. Ideation is also a third stage in designing a thinking process, because you're also a student of psychology, you're a student of environment, and electrical engineer. And so you break down the walls between all the fraternities also, sir. According to NAP 2020, there are no barriers between arts, commerce, or technology and science and all that. So the idea generated during the ideation are typically raw, I think, and they are unrefined, requiring a further evaluation and refinement. And through the research, you can do that. And these ideas can then prioritize or selected or developed. They are actionable. And the initiatives that move forward for implementation, phase wise, you can say. And this process really a creative process, and this generating ideas or developing ideas, communicating the new ideas, where the idea is understood as a basic element of thought. That can be either you are saying that it may be visual or in concrete or any abstract idea. When I think about the synonym of ideate, or it is imagine, envision, envisage, visualize, dream, or anything else. And so when we get such type of idea, you already given us so many examples regarding how to modify the idea. It is how to problem solving skills, also how to identify the problem. Research, when it makes simple, the observe what is going on around us. There are end of topics you can get, and so you just focused on how to there is one sentence, really it's very nice one, just I really put this sentence on paper. You should know something about everything, and we should know everything about something. That is also a good idea, just we get from your side. Then transforming of the ideas, and many people that start to think of any idea and they try to implement that idea into action. What addition you are contributing to research work? That is a very good point you have covered. And you should one should think how one are we contributing in the research, or any this uh, how to generate the idea, what types of ideas are there. So it is very important to identify the right journal, right article, select the idea and the journal. That means really it's a great thing to listen that only we are revolving around the word idea. And that means there is boundaryless subject is there, so you try to cover up in so many very good example. And so at the end, because time is not giving me a permission to speak much more, so thank you so much for being here, and definitely we'll be connected in future with a different type of ideas. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Subhash.
ma'am. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you once again, one and all, for patient listening. And I'm open for question and answers.
I welcome Varsha ma'am to chair this session, and Ashish Rao sir for this as a resource person. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now I request Professor Sadhna Mohot to propose the vote of thanks and inform the participant about next session.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good afternoon to everyone gathered here. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver vote of thanks for this session. On behalf of Matoshree Vimalabhai Deshmukh, I am thankful to the chairperson of this session, Dr. Smita Deshmukh ma'am, principal of our institute, for honoring this session with her inspirational thoughts. Actually, hello, can I continue, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, please speak, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Smita Deshmukh, principal of our institute, for honoring the session with her inspirational thoughts. Actually, we are privileged to have her as our principal and to work under her dynamic leadership. We are always blessed with her exceptional guidance and visionary thoughts that stimulates us to do our best. And today also, she has explained us everything about ideation in a more simplified manner. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the resource person, Dr. Subba Rao, a renowned research trainer, for sparing his time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion and delivering very informative lecture on ideation in research. Sir, your thoughts have enlightened our minds. Your deep and intellectual way of imparting knowledge will help the researchers in ideation, that is, generation of ideas and nurturing it properly. Thank you very much, sir. My heartfelt thanks to all the participants attending this workshop. Thank you so much for you all being here. It's my pleasure to thank to the convener, Dr. D.R. Bambole sir, and co-convener, Dr. M.M. Nandurkar, for their untiring efforts in arranging this workshop. I am thankful to the entire organizing committee who worked hard to make this workshop possible. Thank you again, one and all, who supported directly and indirectly for this event. Thank you, everyone.
There is one question in chat box, sir. Sir, kindly give up important points, how to select the free and reputed journal, in short, please. This is a question. I think sir has given so many detailed answers. Yes.
Anyways,
Yes, sir,
yeah,
please.
please go to the Scopus database, scopus.com. From that, you can download the Scopus database in Excel format, and then you can start selecting the journal. And you can download the UGC care list of journals, and from that also you can choose. Again, please cross check whether the journal is genuine or not, because there will be a spelling mistake. When they will be removing one single letter, magazine spelling, in that GAZING is there. They will remove A and they will create another fake journal, magazine aega, then you will be falling prey to that fake journal. So you have to match every single letter from the Scopus database or UGC CareNet. Otherwise, there will be fake journals ready to grab you. Okay. So please take care of that. Yes.